Greetings and salutations. How's it going, everybody? It's Danthal. We're back for another episode of Virtual Reality in VR. It is it's a late episode here. We were supposed to have an episode last week, and when I recorded the episode, I wanted to update the news that I had in the episode because it wasn't entirely accurate. Like, I recorded the episode, and then I realized the whole thing that I wrote had to be scrapped, so I had to record again. And then some other things kind of changed up, and I decided I wanted to clean up this room. This is the room I wanted to record the show in the whole time anyway, so I finally got that done. Either way, I missed you all last week, but we're back for another episode. This is number 11 of the Virtual Reality in VR podcast. This is a podcast about virtual reality and the MetaQuest 3 specifically. Maybe some of you got one of these under the tree. This size box that you unwrapped and got in it. Yes! I have a Quest 3 now, and I'm very excited and happy with it. Congratulations if you got that or any other VR headset for Christmas. You're in for good times. You've probably had a headset already. You can see all of my headsets here. I have the Rift S and the PSVR and the Oculus Go and the Quest 2. I have more headsets that I'll get out of storage eventually. Even got a couple virtual boys that I can show off there. I love virtual reality stuff. Anyways, last episode, you probably noticed at the end I said we're going to show some footage of Raccoon Lagoon. And then the xCloud gaming app came out, and Gears of War 3 was playable in 3D, so I wanted to showcase that instead at the end. I just thought it'd be funny just to do old switcheroo. I hope you enjoyed the Gears of War 3 at the end. One of the reasons I had to scrap the episode is because I only found out that it was playable through a bug. Are you going to go out the door, dog? This is going to be like a constant thing in the room now. The dog's going to want to go in and out of doors while I'm recording. Anyways, you probably saw some of that. How is the VR in this room? It's a neat room, isn't it? It's another corner of the room like I had. Anyways, I discovered that in the app, if you let your headset rest, and then you woke your head up from rest, that the app, instead of showing the small, medium, large, extra large controller icon X, like the Xbox Cloud app usually does to change the size of the screen, this time it had drop downs for VR modes, which are like VR 180, 180 and 360, and 2D and 3D side by side and 3D top bottom. Which I'm like, why does this Xbox app all of a sudden have these options for it? So I discovered later that basically the xCloud app is just running on the MetaQuest browser in a kind of shell. So if you go to the MetaQuest browser app and go to xbox.com/play, it'll redirect you to the xCloud for your region, and you can play games in that instead. And it's nice to be able to turn on the pass-through, so you can just play it in a virtual room kind of thing. But if you load up Gears of War 3, go to the video settings, enable the 3D TV settings, then it splits it side by side. And then you can drop down the menu to go 2D side by side, and it'll actually put up a 3D version of the game in there. It does kind of stretch it, and the resolution's not the greatest, but it works. And I thought that was really neat. I'm hoping that they come out with some more games on the Game Pass streaming. I know, like, right away, the games that I've played in 3D, because I have a 3D TV, if you've watched episodes 1 through 10, in the other room, the TV behind me is a 3D TV that has, I can put an Xbox or a PlayStation 3 and play 3D games on it. But Xbox already has these here, Halo Combat Evolved CE Anniversary Edition or whatever. That has a 3D version. Call of Duty Black Ops has a 3D version. Batman Arkham Asylum Game of the Year 3D Edition is 3D. Sonic Generations, Assassin's Creed 3. These are some of the big ones. These are ones that people would recognize and that have been out there. All Xbox 360 games, because that was the 3D TV era. So I'm hoping they come out with some more of those games in the relatively near future. Who knows? It's possible. I like 3D gaming in a virtual environment. I like playing video games in the cloud streaming and stuff like that too. It's a neat use for the headset. Aside from that, Assassin's Creed Wrath was launched, and I've had a good 2 weeks to play it now. I just hit level 10, and I got like the shield that matches the sword, and now my sword has a special whip function and everything. Spoiler alerts. But yeah, I'm really enjoying Assassin's Creed, Asgard's Wrath 2. This one doesn't have a subtitle. It's just Asgard's Wrath 2, which I'm grateful. There's not more to it. There probably is. I mean, like the Wrath of Loki or something like that. But it's good. It's a full AAA game title. You start off, with the end of Asgard's Wrath 1, the original. It like gives you the whole story and the breakdown. And you go into a tavern, and the tavern was an illusion, and you get whatever. So now you're born again. The Weavers, like these 3 sisters, or 4 sisters, pull you out of the depths of the ocean because you have to go chase after Loki some more. You're not done chasing after Loki. So they pull you out, and they kind of tell the story and weave the story, as it were. And it's neat. You then follow this dude, Abraxas, in ancient Egypt, who's like a super tough guy, Tomb Raider, red skin, muscle bound, and, sword and stonecutter axe. And you, as a god, kind of possess him. You're a companion god. So when you are inside of Abraxas, he has some powers that he wouldn't have. He has stamina and other kind of things, and he can, battle other stronger things that he couldn't before. But you can also, at certain points in the game, puzzle elements, you can like lift yourself out of the Abraxas and be in your godly form, which is nice and huge, which gives you that sense of scale to where, Abraxas is down there and small and tiny, and you're huge and, moving things around. And it's really cool. It has a really nice open world elements to it, and it has day and night cycles. You can go and explore and go into places that you shouldn't be yet, and go through. You come across a big giant mounted battle cat panther thing that's in a cage at one point in the game, and you save the panther, and the panther ends up being like a shapeshifter, and it's Subria, who is from the land of Kush, and she tells you all about it, which is fun. And so she can go change back and forth into a panther battle tough lady kind of thing, and into a mount that you could ride. It's really fun. But what's cool about it is, of course, when she's giant mount, you can pet her head, and you kind of gain friendship points. Or when if you're just battling, you can do thumbs up, and she'll do a thumbs up and go, woo! And sometimes she'll say, give me scritches, and she'll be holding her fist out like a fist bump, and you got to go and fist bump her, and you go, woo! Or you give her high fives. It's really neat. The whole game has a lot of that extra kind of stuff in it, which I love. The combat, you get used to it after a while. I don't like the sword play too much. I think I like Assassin's Creed more for the sword play. But this dude has a stonecutter's axe, and you throw it, and you pull it back and grab it, or you throw it, and you grab the grip button, and you can move it left and right. And I've put all my skill points into the stonecutter's axe. So when you throw it, if you bring it back, it makes like this flame that if the enemies walk through the flame, they get hurt. Or if you throw it and you jerk, to the left or the right or up or down, it leaves little spinny traps for them that damages them. So you can throw it and then waggle it around, and you can make these big traps of death, and they're like walking through it and dying. So I prefer the stonecutter's axe, just throwing that thing around. Actually, I've hurt my arm now. Just doing the motion hurts it. I have a little bit of tennis elbow from playing with the stonecutter's axe too much. What else is in here? It's got a whole good cast of characters. There's Horus in there, and he's missing his eyes, and you got to go find, his eyes so he can give you his visions. There's Bess, the merchant, which you can buy all kinds of things from, but you have to see Bess to understand it. It's a really interesting kind of character. Sometimes, flirty and nice, and sometimes kind of rude and crude, and things like that. I've already talked about Subria in here. Oh, there's Ptah, who is also a ancient Egyptian god, and he's like all sad and crying, and he's a giant, and you throw your stonecutter's axe, and you break a necklace he has, and he gets mad, and he grabs you, and you have the whole sensation of being in the presence of this giant god. They have a lot of really good little touches in there. And it's not just the story part of the game, too. There's like a roguelike element of the game to where you go into the dungeons and you could go as many layers deep as you can, and there's things that you can earn for doing it. And there's going to be seasonal challenges that already have the next season, and the next season has armor and everything like that. So it's really, they're giving this away with the Quest 3s if you buy either one of them before, I think, sometime in January. So you got a couple weeks later, get on it. You get Asgard's Wrath 2, and it's great. I've only really scratched the surface of what's going on. Like I said, I just got like a sword and a shield. It's like feeling like I just got what this basic character needs to proceed, through the introduction part of it. And it feels like there's so much more to play. But it looks nice. It plays nice. It's got little bugs here or there. There's like you'll be riding through the desert on your Subria mount. Sounds like a foreign car. Subria. And then things will kind of pop in. Here's a camel, here's a duck, here's a chicken, and they kind of just pop in from nowhere. And it's like, I hope that with patches it gets a little bit more solid. But it's nice. There's random encounters, there's combat, there's mining to get copper, to get better armor, and you can do gathering to build potions to help you out. So, there's a lot of little silly jump scares and stuff like that. You'll be opening up a tomb, and first, there's a sword, or you open up another tomb, and now something jumps at you, like, oh, this is scary. And then other things come and fight you, and you have combat. So it's fun. Like, all of the little puzzles are challenging. It's a good time. I think that's about all I have to say about Asgard's Wrath right now. I'll talk more about it as I play more, and I got to finish up Assassin's Creed, and I still have Walkabout Mini Golf, and I have the BAM game, and some other things that I want to play, but still been enjoying. I've been playing my Quest 3 every single day since it came out October 1st, and having a good time with it. Looking forward to more episodes of virtual reality and VR. At the end, you can watch a 3D video of me playing some Asgard's Wrath 2. Have a good one.
I've had enough of gods.
This tale in reality stinks of Loki's mischief.
Vanquish the chaos on this place, Guardian.
And my sisters will see it closed. Make haste!
Quit fretting.
go! I'm going to scratch you if you don't let go. Put me down, now! I will fight a god. Don't test me. I'm not your pet. Let go.